Ahoy cruise besties, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing an updated tutorial guide on the new Virgin Voyages Sailor app. If you haven't downloaded it already, it is now available on iPhone and Android. So we're going to go into all of the different changes in the app, what you can expect to see, and how to go about booking your dining and your excursions and checking out your events on board. Let's get into it. If you are new here, welcome, or welcome back if you've been here before. I'm Jennifer. I am a travel agent and avid Virgin Voyages cruiser. I've been cruising for 15 years, and I create content around cruising, how-tos, tips and tricks, vlogs, all of the things. So if that's something you're into, make sure to like and subscribe below. We're putting out 2 videos a week at this point. So lots of new things coming that I'm really excited about. But let's get into this new Virgin Voyages app. Now, if you use the old Sailor app, you may have noticed it likes to log you out. This one does the same thing. I personally think it's a security feature, but I haven't had any issues logging back in once I do that. So starting out here, this is the app for my Brilliant Lady itinerary that I'm going on in a couple months here. So this is your homepage. You've got your little countdown up in the corner here. You've got your dates, the name of your sailing, your booking reference number in case you need that. You can click to view your itinerary, all of your port stops and sea days, and you can actually click on each location from here and see Virgin's guide to each of the ports. So from here, I'm going to go back. We're going to scroll down and you will see your check-in on that first tab there. So I'm just mine's already done, but I'm going to click into it. This is not going to show us, but this is the same as the old Virgin Sailor app where you're going to go through, you're going to put your credit card information in for all of your purchases on board. You'll upload your passport picture, your security image, all of that. And then the next tab down is going to be your embarkation tips. This also has your boarding pass. So when you get to whatever port you're going out of, whether it's Greece, San Juan, Miami, Seattle, LA, New York, you're going to pull this up when you get to the port, and it'll have your arrival time, the location, as well as your cabin number so that they can verify that when they're putting the tags on your bag. If you are needing more information about embarkation, you can click on the embarkation guide, and that will bring up all of their tips for embarkation. Now, within 24 hours of your embarkation day, you're going to see a health check pop up here. It's grayed out on mine because I'm still about a month away from my sailing, but you will need to fill that out beforehand. It's just making sure that nobody's sick before they get on board so they can prevent anything from passing while you're on your cruise. Next, you've got your notifications. And the notifications are going to be, let's say you're sailing with a friend, and if they make a reservation for you, or they book a shore thing, or they book you for an activity on board, you're going to see all those notifications here. While you're on board, you'll also see notifications that Virgin sends out. So instead of having a cruise director on the speakers every 5 minutes, I'm exaggerating, but pretty often throughout the day, letting you know what's going on board, they'll just ping you a notification on here so that you can keep up to date. Now, moving down, you see the plan and book your voyage activities. So you have your options of things you can book, and then you tap explore, and it's got your ship map. It's got eateries, the spa and beauty services, information about the venues, fitness classes, all the different bars that are on board, hangout places, shops, and different things at guest services. So just to show you how the ship map works, you can see these are just the deck plans. I do wish this was interactive, but this is an improvement. So you've got your deck plans. You'll be able to scroll in and see what is on each deck. So let's say, okay, let's go back down to deck 7 because that's where pretty much everything is. You'll be able to see if you're trying to find the pizza place, you'll see exactly where the pizza place is, the doghouse, all of that. So super handy when you're trying to navigate the ship. But next, let's try body and beauty. So this is going to show you the redemption spa, the dry dock, all of the different things, information about squid ink if you're wanting to get a tattoo or piercing. So I'm just going to click on dry dock as an example. So it will show you where on the ship it is located, the hours that it is open, and then just some other information about services that they have. You can get color done here, your braid bar, all kinds of different things, and then, other need to know information. So this is going to be in the app for all of the different things that are on board. You'll just go to whatever specific category you are needing, and it'll all be right there. So from there, we're going to go back home. Add a friend. So if you're sailing with other people and you're not working with a first mate that already linked your bookings together, you can click add a friend. This is going to bring up this screen where you can, if you're in person, scan a QR code and have them added to your contacts, or you can text them this link. When I hit send an invite, it brings up, all the different things that Apple lets you send off, and you'll be able to text that out to people. Once they click the link, that automatically links your bookings so that you can book dining, you can book shows, excursions, anything like that. Now let's get into the Discover tab. So on the Discover tab, you're going to see ship spaces, event lineup, shore things, and add-ons. This does not scroll. This is the only thing on this tab. So let's go into ship spaces. This is going to show you all of the eateries, bars and clubs, live event venues, fitness, locations, hangouts, pretty much the same thing that was on the homepage. It's going to take you here. So let's go into eateries. Now this is somewhere where you can go and book your dining. We'll get into that a bit later, but this will show you all the different eateries that are available on your sailing. Then we go to bars and clubs. You go to a list of all of those here, and then you can click into each one, see the different hours for the days of the week, more information about it. And then usually there's menus, but it looks like they took those off since these are just bars. Let's go back. Live venues. Weird to me that the manor is not included on here, but you'll be able to see the Red Room and different information about that. Need to know information. Doors typically open for the events 30 minutes prior to the show, things like that. And then let's go fitness. You'll see Bike and Burn, which is where they have all of the bikes, treadmills, things like that. Build and Balance is kind of like a yoga studio, Pilates, things like that. Training Camp is a group fitness area. And then also the runway upstairs. So those hours are listed in there. Now let's go back to shore things. So now we're going to get into booking your shore things. Your shore things become available 120 days before you're sailing, unless you're Rockstar. Then it comes available 150 days before sailing, I believe. I'll double check that and put it here. But Rockstars obviously get first dibs on all of the shore excursions. So the same day that your final payment is due is the day that these are released. And you'll be able to go in for each stop on your sailing and look at each option. So I'm just going to start with Phillipsburg for this one. And you have, your Phillipsburg guide here that will pop up. Same one that we saw before, but this one is in app. So you can see all of your tips and tricks for each one. Some more things if you want to read about each shore excursion and see the examples. And then once we go back and we hit book a shore thing, you'll see all of the options, and you can sort by the theme or the category. So if you're wanting something that's once in a lifetime, you can click that. Nothing for this one. If you want energetic, you can click energetic. There are 10 energetic excursions you can choose from. And then let's say relaxing, there's 6. So let's say we want to do Buccaneer Beach Bar. I'm going to click on that. You'll see all the information here. You'll see the duration, the type of excursion that it is, some fun highlights, and then important things that you need to know. So for this one, it's going to take 30 minutes to get to the excursion site from the time that you're picked up. You'll get a welcome drink once you arrive to the beach bar. You receive a beach chair and an umbrella, and you get 5 hours of beach time. And then also there's all the shore things policies, so make sure you read those. So once you're ready to book, you would hit book, and this is what it looks like when you go to pick who you want to go with you. So if you're sailing with someone like I am, I would tap to add Tara, and it is going to charge you for both people. It will not charge her and you separately. So just remember that when you go to add them, and then you would hit next, it will have you confirm, and it'll add it to your agenda. Now, the nice thing that I like that I didn't see in the old app is this preview your agenda. So I'm going to tap that. It's going to show you everything that you've already got on your agenda that day. So that if you're trying to check something and make sure that you have time for it, you do. So obviously all I'm seeing is my brunch and dinner reservations. So I would be okay to book this if that was something I wanted to do. All right, so going backwards, that was Sure Things. Add-ons. If, again, you are not working with a first mate or someone that can book this for you, you can add on your bar tab or any other extras within the app. So we're going to click on add-ons. Now, if you want to see what you already have, you can click here. You can see that I already have priority boarding. I already have blue extras because I'm part of the sailing club, and then Splash of Romance. So the priority boarding came with the Splash of Romance. Most first mates are not able to add it, but I know some are still able to. So make sure you ask your first mate about that. But we're going to go back here to add-ons. So I already know I don't have my bar tab. I don't have anything other than Splash of Romance booked for my sailing. So I'm going to go through and you can see all the different bar tab options and the bonuses you get. So don't forget that you get a bonus with whatever package of bar tab you get. So I can do $1,000, I can do 200, 300, 500, 750. I can add on Blooms and Bubbles, which is a bottle of champagne and a bouquet of roses. You can add on just a bouquet of roses. You can add on the champagne and chocolate, just chocolate, chocolate and flowers. And these ones are new that they're adding the Corona buckets, Heineken buckets, things like that. So those are not going to be in your room right at sail away. They normally come later on the first day, depending on when you add it. They also have a non-alcoholic bubbly and flowers. So if you're not someone that drinks alcohol, you do have that option. Premium Wi-Fi can be added here. Same thing with the champagne and chocolate. There is a non-alcoholic version. Splash for your bash, if you're wanting to add that. Sweets, Bubbles, and Blooms, which is chocolates, flowers, and champagne, as well as the non-alcoholic version. And then if you're wanting to add travel insurance, you can add that here as well as Splash of Romance. Now going back here, we are going to go back into dining. So dining can be done in two ways. You can do it in the app, or you can do it online through your Virgin Voyages account. It is just like using OpenTable, super simple. But I'm going to go to eateries. And what we're going to do is, since this first day is embarkation day, I'm just going to use that as my example. But what we would typically do is go in here and I'm going to select that I want to have dinner with Tara. We're going to make sure dinner is selected and we're going to check availability. Now, my dining opened up about 20 days ago. So we've already got all of our reservations booked and pretty much nothing is available because this is an almost sold out sailing since it's Mermaiden. So don't mind this, but this is what it will look like if your dining is sold out. So you can see all the restaurant options. You'll be able to see here if you already have something booked. So you can see here I've got Gumbe booked at 6:15. And then if we wanted to do test kitchen, we could go in here. We can select a time. We can click in to see more about each restaurant. You can check out the menu if you want to see the menu before you decide. Test kitchen's a weird one because they alternate the menus. So you got all three of them here. Things you need to know. They also have noted that the Red Room show times are typically 7:38 and 10. If you're in the Caribbean, show times do vary depending on the show and what's going on during the day. So keep that in mind. We typically aim for around 7:30 to 8 for dinner, and we'll catch a later show. So we can go in here. I can see all the different times that are available. And if I wanted to select one, it's obviously not going to let me because I already have something picked. But you would just go in here and it would allow you to do that. So then I'm going to go back. If you wanted to do brunch, let's go to a day where brunch is available. You are going to click here and you're going to change your meal period to lunch, change it to the day that you want to book lunch, which I'm going to do Tuesday because I don't think I have one that day. Oh, I do. Let's do Thursday. You can also change it there. Make sure all of your sailors that you want to go are booked or are selected. And then you can scroll down and see what options there are. Now, if you keep scrolling, there's also all the walk-in eateries that are included. So you'll be able to see that. Same thing, you can click, see all of the opening hours, and go from there. So since the only ones that are open for brunch are going to be the Wake and Razzle Dazzle, or depending on which ship you're on, Rojo or Lucky Lotus. They're all booked, so I can't show you that. But it's the same process. You're going to click in, select your time, and select everyone that you want to dine with you. Now, moving over to the next tab, you've got services. This is all of your sailor services needs. Ship eats, if you want to do ship eats. It's not going to let me click into it because I'm not on ship Wi-Fi, but you can also do it on your tablet. As of right now, Ship Eats is not working on this app. If you still have the old app, you can do it on there. Same with Shake for Champagne. You can do that on the old app. So I would keep both just in case until that gets worked out. But you also can do your cabin services here, and if you need guest services help. You can also do this from your tablet. So you've got multiple options. Next, we're going to go over to Messenger. This is how you can get in touch with people that are on board that you've added to your contacts. So if you are like me and you make friends everywhere you go, I can go to contacts and you can add a new sailor mate. This is the same screen we were at before when we were linking our other friends and family to our booking. And then you'll click scan a QR code and you'll just put your QR code here and that will add them to your app. So once they are added, you'll go back here and you can see I've got my friend Tara that is traveling with me on here. I can tap there. Once you're on board and on ship Wi-Fi, you should be able to just tap and message them. Or you can go on here and you can choose if you want them to see what events you're attending, things like that. If you don't, you can just turn it off. But once you're on board, you'll be able to see your messages here. Now, after that, you're going to go over to Me, and this is your agenda for the cruise. So you'll be able to click through, see what you're doing every day. If you're on a longer sailing like I am, you'll just scroll to see all of that. And again, you'll be able to see your add-ons, and then you'll click My Wallet. Once you're on board, this is where you'll see your bar tab and your sailor loot. Until then, it's not going to show up. If you have bar tab, it will show up here under add-ons. Now, if you have more than one booking, you can go into settings here and you'll just hit switch voyage and you should see all of your voyages there. If you're not seeing one, you'll just hit claim booking and you'll put your confirmation number in there and then it should be able to show up. But it should be automatic now. So that is pretty much it for this app. It is very similar to the old one. I think it's a little bit more intuitive versus the old one, and it's definitely a little bit faster. So we'll see once we get on board if that's the case. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments when your next Virgin Voyages is. Voyage is, and we will see you next time. Happy cruising.